welcome to Stock Talk. This is your host, Scott. Hope you had a good rest of your week in trading. Hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. I know we did. We ate a lot of food yesterday and got back to it today. The market was open for half a day, and so we had a pretty quick day in the market. We actually had a good day in the market, even though the markets got crushed pretty good on this variant news. Of course, anytime there's a variant news, that's going to be good for the vaccine stocks, which, of course, we are holding Novavex. That's one of our main stocks we've traded over the years. And so we're going to talk about that and what we did today, as well as some previous days this week, what kind of trades we've been making with that stock. And actually bought a little bit more of HUT as well, so we'll talk about that as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at the portfolio and see how the day went. You're going to see a lot of red here. As you can see, look at the top there across the way. You can see all the markets were down. You got the S&P was down 2.27%. The Dow was down 2.53%. NASDAQ down 2.23%. This has a lot to do with the variant speaking today, but we're going to see how it does Monday. If it comes back down, we have some more red on it Monday. We might start dibbling on some of those ETFs like SPY, QQQ, and DIA. We may start dipping our toes in some of that if we have some more of this on Monday. I don't expect we will. I think things may settle down, but it may start out a little rough. But we actually ended, let's see here, the Dow at 905. I know we're over 1,000 points at one time today, and that's been a long time since we've seen those 1,000 points days like that. So Bitcoin also today, you can see here Bitcoin. I do hold Bitcoin, but we keep an eye on this for HUT. So you can see it got crushed pretty good today. Actually, was up to 58 something last night, I think it was, and then we see here we had a pretty good drop today. So that's an opportunity to add to things like HUT, but we didn't do it today since we did yesterday. But HUT actually held up pretty good. You can see here only down 2.something%. And this was down 7, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. EXAS, this is one we added the other day. It's down a little bit. I was actually able to sell half of that out on one portfolio. I think we've already talked about that, but the other half I still got in this one, and still a little bit down on that. I think I'm in and around 189 on that. I mean $89. So we'll just take a look at this chart real quick. This has been one I've traded over the years. I've actually traded this one since 1999, on and off. And if you don't know what this is the one that does the little, you'll see it like a colonoscopy in a box. So you'll see it, Cologuard is what it's called. And you can see they've had an up and down week, up and down. Started out pretty good today, and then it just sold off pretty quick. So not sure what caused that. I guess it's overall market. But I have confidence in that one that we'll get our money back on that one plus some. So we'll just hang in there till we do. We don't have a lot of it. Don't have a lot of any of these other ones. CLSD, got a few of those as well. It hadn't done anything but go down since we bought it. But we did have a pop this week one day. I forgot about that. And then it's kind of sold off a little bit more. But this pop wasn't even enough to get us back to the green. So we're going to hang on to this one until we get back to the green. Not a lot of them, so we're not worried about it. HUT, we did add to that one this week. Let's see, I bought that one. Let's see what day I bought that. Added more HUT for $12.50 this week. So that was on the 24th. And let's take a look at that chart. You can see here, we were way up here at 13.58 beginning of the week, or last week, Friday. And then it sold off this week. That's pretty much what Bitcoin did, so you're going to see something similar there. But I still believe that Bitcoin's going to go up before the end of the year, even though it's been pulling back. It's kind of making me wonder, but it's still trading within that range. It did get a little bit below the range. It was trading down to 58, and I think it's 54 something now. So we're going to watch it this weekend. It does better on the weekends, it seems like to me. So we're going to watch it this weekend and see how it does. But NVTA, that's another one we bought. This one recently we bought this. Not a lot of shares. We traded it once, and then we got back into it, and it's gone down ever since. But I think we'll be okay on this one as well once this market turns back up. But right now, it's going to take some hits if the market takes a hit. But it wasn't terrible today. You can see only down 1%. So market down is 2.5%. So we are not going to be too concerned about that one. Of course, this is the one that's driving our portfolio right now, Novavex, and this was the good one for the day. You can see here it got all the way up to 221.72. I actually sold some today. Sold some today for 221.61, so we almost got the top. And the way I did that is I watched it during the day, and it hit a high of 221.61. So I said, well, if you hit it again, I'm gonna sell a little bit. So we did. We sold a few shares of that, and these were actually shares that we sold today. We actually made 5.8% on those. These are the first ones we've sold in a long time that we're actually making money on. We have been selling some as day trades, so let's talk about that for a while. Let's look at the 5-day chart. Let me pull that up. You can see here. Now, I did make some trades on Novavex this week. Let's see here on the 22nd. Let's go over to the 22nd. That would have been sometime Monday. We did make a couple of, we made 2 trades, a buy and a sell. And so we bought at 202.35. Oh, we actually had 2 trades. We had 2 trades. We bought at 206. We bought at 191.89. 191.89, and we sold at 206, which was about a 7.35% gain in a day. Okay, so that's pretty good money in a day. But what we were actually doing is, we've talked about this in the recent videos, is what we're actually doing is we're getting rid of some higher price shares. We're actually taking losses and then improving our cost average and keeping our share count the same. Okay, so we'll make that money back up on the back end, but right now what we're trying to do is just get rid of some of these high price shares and make money at the same time. So we're, not taking a full loss on them, but we are taking a loss on them. So we actually made a 7.35% gain, even though we took a loss. Okay, so we didn't take a full loss, but instead of taking the whole loss, we just took most of the loss on that. But it'll make more sense at the end when we sell the whole kit and caboodle. We've got our cost average now where we're ahead on every share that we're holding now. So that's where we were wanting to get. So we'll talk about that here in just a minute. So these trades, when I say we bought and we sold and we made this percent, actually we're taking a loss on everything but what we sold today. We actually made actual money on those today. But I'm trying to give you an idea of just how good we did on the trade for that day, because what happens is you sell the older shares when you sell. I guess you could change it to where you could sell the same exact lot, but I don't mind. I mean, I keep track of it, so I know I'm taking a loss really in real life, but I kind of base it on how am I doing today type thing. So that's fine with me. And we'll talk about that here some more in just a minute. So that trade was for 191.89 we sold for 206, and that was a 7.35% gain there. And we also had another trade same day, the 22nd. Let me get back to that. So the 22nd is Monday, so we traded twice that day. The next trade we did was at 202.35 on a buy, and then sold at 207, so we made 2.3% on that. So what I'm thinking about here is this is like CD money, even though the first one was more like a full year. I mean, that's 7%. My goal's 6. So if I can get that in a day, that's even very, very much better. So, all right. So on the 23rd, we move on to Tuesday. Let's see what kind of trades we bought and sold twice again. This time we bought at 199. We sold at 203 for a 2% gain. Then we bought at 196.75 and sold at 201 for a 2.16% gain. Again, But in real life, we're taking losses. But for the day, we had a pretty good trade there for 2%. Keeping the same number of shares until today. And when I sold today, it actually reduced my share count because I did not buy them back. Now, I may next week if it drops back from what it did today. But right now, my share count went down today. And it may continue to go down unless I buy back in. But I may not do that. I may, because I'm trying to get this cash on the sideline before the end of the year. And especially if the market's going to pull back like it's doing, then we want to start getting some cash that we can on the side. And we are right now sitting at a 33% cash level. So not bad, but I would like to be up there around 40 or even 50%, especially if the market's going to have a good pullback because of this variant. But we're watching it. All right, so the next move was on the 24th, which was Wednesday. We bought, you can see that we did have a dip from Monday to Wednesday. And so we bought on the 24th. That's when we bought our hut for $12.50. We also bought Novavex for $196.93, $196.93 somewhere up in here, and then we ended up selling it for $200. So we hit $200 somewhere right there. So bought it while it was starting to go back up here, and we bought it, sold it around $200. So that was a 1.55% gain. Not much of a gain there, but we took it, and thank goodness we did because it went down the rest of the day. But we did pretty good there. We sold it for $196.93. So 1.55% gain. That's some good CD money in a day, and that was a pretty good bit of shares that we bought and sold there. So I was thrilled with that. So you got to think about it when if you're trading, a couple hundred shares of this, and you're getting 1.55% gain on that. That's a pretty good day's work. So if could be buying 100, could be buying 200. I'm not saying I did, but just think of it that way. We're trying to put money to work each and every day. So, all right, 11:26. Of course, 11:25 we were off, and you can see what happened today. Woke up this morning I saw it in the middle of the night, the variant news, and then when we woke up, I saw it was up pretty good. I was watching it real close, and then once I saw it hit that high, I said, okay, well, I'm gonna put in that a sale at that same level of 221.61, and it sure did hit it right there. But it didn't go much higher than that, only about 11 cents higher. So we almost hit the top perfectly today. Now this thing could go up another $15 next on Monday, and if it does, what we're going to be doing from here on, at least, we will probably be peeling some of our stocks off. We've got a good bit of these shares, and so I've got shares of Novavex. I've got options in Novavex. So those options are sitting in my Robinhood account. They're doing real well. Those are 185 options that go all the way out to April. They're calls, so they're doing pretty good. We could probably cash them in now and be pretty happy. But we're going to hang on to them because I really believe this is just the beginning, because it's just going to, once we get any kind of news about the UK or Europe or the EU or, the UK, EU, Australia, Canada, you name it, there's a lot more, but a lot more chances of news to come out of approvals. And Novavex really has set themselves up well across the world. A lot of people want to focus on the FDA. We're not worried about the USA. We don't need to be worried about the USA right now. We need to focus just like what we're doing, and they're doing a great job. They've got manufacturing set up for the whole world, and that's great. I think we're in a great position here to get to that all-time high. Not saying we will. This is not financial advice, but I'm just telling you what I'm doing and what I'm putting my money on. Okay. All right. So very good week for Novavex. Let's go back to our portfolio here. You can see it's moving around in after hours. We do have a little bit of after hours trading going on today. Even though we had a short day, there is a little bit of trading going on. It may get exciting before the night's over with, or the trading period. I think it's going to go to about 2 or 3, so we'll see. I'm not really paying attention to it because I don't have plans to do anything else today on that one. we'll just wait till Monday to see how we do. All right, so Tilray, let's see what Tilray did this week. Tilray 5-day chart. Let's pull it up. You can see Tilray up and down, but still saying down for the week. So not a good week for them. We're just hanging on to the ones we've got. Same with Nikola. Down really far on these, so we don't have any of these huge positions. Now, Nikola's probably the bigger, but we've got a long way to go on both of these, so we're not even really focused on them a whole lot right now. Sometimes, when you buy some, you get caught in them and they go down, and you're out of luck. You're out of luck until it just changes. Novavex testing vaccine that targets new variant. That's great. Okay, so we got some news coming out on that. Let's go ahead and take a look at that while we're here. So that's good. The company's an actual version of the virus spike. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna, since the initial work will only take a few weeks, so they're getting on that pretty quick there. So may be exciting news there. That just came out 13 minutes ago. So keep an eye on the after hours. Let's see. We got a little green, so maybe that's going to go somewhere. Maybe not. We need approvals. That's what we need. We need approvals. So until we get those approvals, we're going to be kind of doing the same thing. But Moderna was up even much further than Novavax today. So that was all a vaccine move today, based on the variant news. Really wasn't a Novavax move. It was a variant move for all vaccines. And you can see there's only green one we had today. The whole markets were red. That's always good when you have a good day, when the market's getting crushed and your portfolio is doing well, which it is doing well. I'll give you some figures here on the Dow. The Dow's up 14% for the year, 14.03 year to date. S&P's up 22.33% year to date. And NASDAQ is up 20.20% year to date. We are beating all of those, and we're beating them pretty good right now. So good position. We're at 33.06% cash. That's pretty good. I mean, 1/3 cash as it's dipping like it did today. So that's not a bad place to be either. I'd like to be about 2/3 cash at some point, but right now I like where we've got our money. We're actually doing pretty good on that Novavax that we're holding. We're in at about, right now, the ones we're holding, we're in at about 178.63 in one IRA. I'm not really sure about the other one because that sale from today has not settled, so I'll have to see how that does. But Fidelity settles a little bit quicker. You can kind of tell where you're at, where TD Ameritrade takes it to the next day. So we got to wait till tomorrow, or I think it's about 11 o'clock tonight before I can look at it really to see where we stand on that IRA. But we're up about 22% on what we're holding as far as Novavax goes on the stocks that we got now. They're all green. So that's where I was trying to get to. I was concerned about our, where we would be when we got the approval news, the big news, and I was concerned we was going to blast off at a little bit lower level. But now we're in a really good spot again. Hopefully we can hold this spot that we're in or something even higher before we get the big news, which will drive us up to that all-time high. I think eventually, because it's just all good news coming from here. Of course, we could get something that comes out that's bad news, and that's the danger of these things. You've seen not too long ago one little article that could be a article that's just false. It comes out and it can knock these things down, 20-30% in a matter of minutes. That's the bad thing about pharmaceuticals. So you got to be careful. These are dangerous, but you got to know when you see stuff like that, you don't panic. You don't go sell your shares, and you just wait for the truth to come out, because it's a game, and they play this game all the time. So we know better. So we're just going to let them. Those are opportunities for us to add more shares, and that's exactly what we did. And so that's going against the flow, and it's hard to do. But that's something you got to learn. If you've got confidence in a company and you know the details, and you've studied up on it, and you know what's going on with the company and the catalysts that are on the way, then sometimes those things are just opportunities, and you got to react different than the crowd. Okay, so uh, it's all a game. I've been doing it since 1999. It's all a game. You ain't gonna beat them. So you better learn how they play, because you're not gonna beat them. You're just gonna have to play like they do, and not let them spook you as well. So, all right. Well, have a great day, and have a great rest of your weekend. It's going to be an interesting Monday for sure. I'm anxious to see where we're going to start out at, and I'm anxious to see how the crypto is going to do this weekend, because it seems like it's been doing better on the weekend. So keep an eye on that if you're a crypto fan. Watch this weekend, see if we get any kind of movement up. But it could be headed in the wrong direction. So we're doing pretty good on it. So we could always jump out and have a pretty good profit for this year. But I'm just trying to avoid a tax. Don't want to pay any more taxes. All right. We'll talk to you later, and have a great week. Thanks. Hey, before we go, don't forget to subscribe if you get a chance. Click this button right over here. Thanks. Bye.